Thank you for having me here. The world easier. I try my best, but let's start by sharing the screen with you. I hope everything works correctly. Just give me a hint if you can see something. Is there something with my microphone? Just give me a notice and I will check my microphone.
No, it
Okay,
looks good.
perfect. Thank you for having me here on this AI Monday. Today, I want to share with you our open source project and our vision about AI collaboration. But let's start with some facts about me. As Daniel mentioned, I'm at CGI, senior consultant. I'm also the leader of the CGI workgroup AI. That's a kind of a cooperation between teams and managers, and also the collaboration in AI practices. That helps me a lot to gain knowledge how AI works very smoothly, also between departments, not only one department. And the next position I have also in my life is the KI-Bundesverband. I'm also the leader of the task force Mittelstand. And in these days, I just recorded a new episode of our podcast. It is recommended that you can go to the common platforms. For example, you can go to Deezer or Apple Podcast and type in KI-Bundesverband. Sadly, it's only in German, but you can also have some facts and news about the KI-Bundesverband. But today, I want to talk about our nonprofit, and it is AI collaboration. And why AI? We heard this from Patricia. AI is also, in my opinion, a game changer. And I would also compare it with the industrial revolutions. You see here the first one about steam power, the second one is mass production, the third one is automation, the last one is, oh, my camera is hiding the important words, the networks, and the last thing, the most important one nowadays is AI. And when you see what actually AI can do, I will give you a quick overview about the current market cap in Europe. That is a statistic from this year. You see here that this is in million US dollars. So we have $7 billion, and you here see the outlook of the next years. And if when you see this statistic, the answer should be yes, let's implement AI. But what are the challenges? Why AI project fail, and why the introduction of AI does not succeed? Um, During the last period, I succeeded or failed a lot of projects in AI, and I summarize the important things for you. But let's take some problems in detail. For example, in my opinion, we have a lot of projects with low maturity. You can see here the statistic. Here you start with this project, not yet thinking about AI. Here is the phase of you planned something with AI, only 7%. And here planned is only 22%, but the next phase is piloting. You see here nearly 30%, but at the end it decreases dramatically. You see here advanced is how we can benefit from it, and also when we release an AI that will help us to have some benefits on it. The other thing is, in my opinion, that AI is hardly used in these years and in these days. For example, we have this group of HR and strategy. The best part is, for example, in financial or in admin. The next group is in product development at all. You can name it like research and development. And the next thing is the operation, and it's nearly only the half percent. And the last one is commercial, so regarding sales and marketing. And this is a statistic from top companies in Europe. And to sum it up, we also categorize it into 6 categories of AI challenges. With this first challenge about low maturity level for AI projects. The second one is many has no AI strategy or no prioritization for AI projects. Then we are facing with, we are trying to implement completely on their own. So we don't get help from other project like Daniel mentioned, and that we, Marcus mentioned that we can get help from other departments that we don't implement on your own all the time. The next one is I'm facing more often than you think, and no common understanding of AI. A short story from my last talk. It was very hard. This common question, what is AI? I have one question and get 100 answers. It depends on are you studying some kinds of computer science? Are you reading in a manager magazine or something like this? And that's the simple question, what is AI? In my opinion, could be very hard. The next thing is lack of collaboration, that we have no collaboration between the departments and also no knowledge sharing. Now, last thing is we have no collaboration regarding that our things we succeeded will not be shared with other teams or with other departments. And we found a solution for that gladly, and we founded our AI collaboration in combination with a great open source community and also KI-Bundesverband. And we have introduced two products. The first one is AI collaboration framework, and the second one is AI collaboration platform. And now I want to show you how we want to tackle these challenges I showed you before. The first one is low maturity level of AI project. We want to solve this by automation of deployment and integration. That means our platform will automatically deploy our models. We heard also some kind of ML ops. We have this completely integration from ML ops. You have to know ML ops, you deploy you train your model and you have your finalized model file. But then, in my opinion, it should bring the benefits. For example, you upload your model to the platform and a business user can see the benefits and can use also this model. The next one is your AI strategy. And we want to solve this by providing them a strategy with our framework I will show you later on. The next thing is we want to provide ready-to-use AI services and solutions. You have to know services is more on a level like microservices, and solution, this is a combination of services. You can combine the services in our platform like you play with Lego. You put some bricks together and you put it together to a new solution. Next one is no common understanding for AI. And we want to solve this issue by give the user a kind of a catalog that he can explore the basics of AI. For example, what is best practices in AI and how other companies are using AI to succeed. The next one is lack of collaboration, how we solve this. We provide in this framework techniques how we can have a good understanding also in other departments. And later on, we have a specific life cycle for the teams and the team buildings. And also more important, if you want to have a strategy in a whole company, you have to have a good understanding how the management will also introduce AI in the whole company. And the last one is services and solutions are not shared. That's very important in my opinion, that the platform are able to share AI services when you, for example, in my daily business, I also write many AI services, mostly in Python, written in a Python language in Flask, and I provide it as an API. I can upload to this platform, and other can also use it in a combination for their own solution. This one is, as I said before, the combination of this AI framework and this platform, and I want to go deeper in our framework now. In this framework, you can imagine that is a bundle, a collection of best practices, decision papers, guidelines, and how-to guides. And Mahdi also talked about manual processes and software processes and data. And we try to find a common understanding of the process so other departments or other people without IT knowledge can also understand how AI can proceed in a project. Let's go on. Just a quick overview from the idea until the finalized product. At the beginning, I choose an algorithm and try to find the correct data for the chosen algorithm. And then it's very important that you understand the data. What kinds of columns do I have? What kinds of data? Is this data enough or not? When the data is not enough, I have to prepare my data. And also I have to do the feature engineering. That means which columns are so important that I use them to train my model. And the most important thing is, in my opinion, that you have a good model evaluation. It depends also of the type of algorithm. And that's the funny thing. In the last days, I also have this timeline here. Don't worry, you haven't to read it. But here is also the possibilities of how I can clean data, how I can train data, and how I can evaluate data. That's a very complicated, and we try to give some kinds of decision papers in the future that will help you to evaluate your model correctly. The next thing is, besides parameter tuning to deploy the model, then you can use it for your prediction and also integrate in your product development. Maybe you heard about this one step or the other step, but in my opinion, it's only this complete process is only one small step into a larger process. And this process begins with, I have to find use cases at the beginning. I have also, after then, have to integrate my AI model. For example, I deployed, for example, to a Kubernetes cluster and also put it with a correct front end and connect it with user authentication. The next thing is I have to monitor and optimize it. You have to you can imagine you have your chatbot on your website and you want to be ensured that the chatbot always gives the correct answer. So you have to monitor and optimize it. And if everything works correctly, you are happy, but maybe you have some changes in your products, your chatbot didn't answer correctly. You can also have your loop again by finding or updating AI use cases. This cycle works very well if you want to build up one team. If you want to build up several teams, like in enterprise, it is very important to have a kind of a team building plan. That means how you want to train and teams, or more important, how you can staff your team. What are the important roles? For example, you have your data engineering, you have your data science, you have also other roles like product owner, and maybe you're on the agile project and then a scrum master. The next thing is, it is very important that you train your team in a specific areas with courses and certificates, and you can start with your agile team. That is in this process. This is a team building process. On this side, we have this team process at all. But if you want to have an AI strategy in a global company, it's very important that we think about three things. The first thing is that the management or the project owner implement a kind of a center of excellence. And this center of excellence is responsible for these well-known business values. This business values is very important. In my past experience, I saw it a lot that in a company are too much ideas, and sometimes the wrong ideas came to this prioritization, and therefore we have to implement a kind of a business value. That means we can check how important is this task for us, or this use case we want to achieve, and it is really good for our company scope. The next thing is also very, very important, that we have a good support from the IT. That means you at the beginning, AI is all about data, and it's all about good data. So you have to provide a data landscape, and you have to provide an infrastructure, for example, for training your model and also providing your model. And also in this case, you have to think about what kind of algorithm do you need or do you use, and do you need more like a CPU computer or a GPU? For example, if you working with neural networks based on mathematically operations, it's more GPU. And this is all the questions we want to provide with our framework. And the most important thing is that you also share your knowledge with a kind of a platform. You can use, for example, Word wouldn't be a good idea, or Excel also not, but luckily I also provide you a platform, open source platform today. This is a possibility to share knowledge about AI, and you can share the ideas with your colleagues. The last thing is that you have a common understanding with all the people in the company have a common understanding of AI. It makes very easy that they can submit an idea how AI can help our company. And this is the reason why many clients came to me and asked me to introduce or to make an introduction of AI, so everyone can have a look in their own department, how can AI help me really in my daily tasks. Here you have some additional connections, and that the team will help support by finding new use cases, will also support by our platform. And this is the overall idea about the first version of our AI collaboration framework, besides some other very important things. It is regarding the company, what is the vision of the company, the roadmap, and also shared services. And in this version, we also have an understanding of our different roles in our framework. And it is in the next month, we want to publish the first version, and everyone from you are invited to build on this framework and also to use this framework by contacting me. The second thing, only information besides is regarding the platform. We built a platform that will help you to explore what is AI, and also will help you what can AI do for you. You see here a list of predefined AI solutions. For example, reduce errors with predictive maintenance, better decisions through knowledge insights. And this should give you an inspiration also for your own projects. To sum it up, this is a kind of exploring, trying, and sharing AI. For example, you can explore AI within this catalog. You can also try AI. For example, if you want to try out what exactly is question answering, you can type here your text, and it will automatically summarize for you, enabled by AI. And the last thing is, we also currently developing submit problem. So you can submit a problem, and our platform will find an existing solution by searching through this catalog. And this catalog can be filled by everyone, and this is this understanding about this solutions and services. Solutions are the complete solution, and service are only one service. For example, this question answering belongs to one service, and how this looks in detail for an example, I will show it to you right now. This is a kind of a complete solution. This is a combination with some services. On the left side, this is a service, a very simple service. Only one task, it will extract data from PDF files. And I stick it together with other services. And for example, our text summarization will only summarize text. And the idea is that you decrease the effort of implementation by using this existing services. Now you have I give you a quick insight about this official document. You can use it in a user interface in this platform, and you can also use it later on directly within the API, because many people ask me, do I have to implement another platform in my ecosystem? And the good news is we are ready to that you can use services directly as a software as a service, or you can run it on your own. Sum it up. What is our vision? Our vision is we want to enable AI collaboration by helping to explore AI, make solutions work, and share innovation. That means maybe what you know this overview, we also transformed it to some kind of epics, because in the last months we increased the structure of our project very rapidly. So if you want to step into a project, we are also have our timeline regarding want to share and explore and run AI. But if you want to also only use this platform here, the date is very important for you. We want to give this beta version at the 1st of July and also keep you updated. And if you are interested to join our AI collaboration and also to try the framework out, I prepared a little type form for you. And I'm really looking forward to maybe see one of you in our project. And we also has many great support from universities and the open source community. And I really like this project, and I hope I can convince some of you to join our project, AIcollaboration.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tobias. So thanks for the insights and the details. Probably for a lot of you, this could be interesting in the future, how to, I would summarize it as democratize the AI in a company. There's like, I just point out the first question, which was regarding to the podcast. David was asking, he only can find one episode of the podcast. Are there more out right now, or is it just starting the podcast?
Just starting. I can spoiler the second episode. It's regarding the third birthday of KI-Bundesverband, and we talk about the future of the KI-Bundesverband.
Perfect. And I think there are going to be more questions later on, and as with the other colleagues, we have later on the breakout sessions where